Yeah, excuse me. Good morning. Yeah, it's Vrindavan. Sun's coming out. I hope it comes out all the way. Yeah, still a little cold, but nice now. Sometimes I get an idea, and if I don't speak about it, I just lose the idea, and that's it. Never comes back. Point is, sectarianism is a narrow vision, very narrow vision. It may enthuse the individual, it may, and you may get a group of individuals, and it may enthuse them, but it's a very narrow walkway, very narrow. And the stronger the person gets in sectarianism, the stronger the faith, as they call it, the faith of sectarianism, then the more narrow it becomes. And as it gets so much what you would call enthusiastic, and I can prove, and whatever, yeah, as they get so enthusiastic, spiritually enthusiastic, and I can prove, it seems to lose course. Not really downgrading even them, because you want a broader. You want a I'm okay. Yes, I'm okay. Well, you know what? You are okay. I gotta see how I can understand that I am okay. Okay? But more important, in a broader way, is you are okay. Don't worry about it. You have the ability. Oh, maybe I feel I have the ability, but you also have the ability. And I know you have the ability. So someone says, okay, now, Hindus, demigods. Well, Hindus, demigods. Hindus were around a long time. Then Greeks, demigods. Well, Alexander married the emperor, what was his name? Chandragupta. Chandragupta gave his daughter for marriage. So maybe he adopted something from the Hindu. Hindu is not really a designation. Hindu is just a river. It's like, oh, Mississippi, because you live in Tennessee. I don't know if Mississippi goes through Tennessee, but I know it goes through Mississippi. Okay. So it becomes a little ridiculous, you know. So, Greek, Hindu, Romans, seems like they have the same demigods. Seems like they have the same idea. So there must be some logic to it, you know, right? Then all of a sudden you go down to the time when Mecca was not famous at first. I think it was called Idan. Yeah, I think it was called Idan. So there was a person there, he worshipped there about for 20 years. Then he figured out, you know, this isn't really working. They say this demigod does this, now he's working there. He's what they call a priest, you know. And he's a pretty good priest, too. And he's helping out all, you know who like the demigods. Those who want to approach God, they don't care about God's servants, because the demigods are God's servants. It may use the word God, but it says dema. meaning they are not the same. It's just like that. That's it. Now, people with a heart, they don't want many lovers. I love this demigod because of this. I love this demigod because of that. And this day is this demigod's day, so I love him this way. No, no. I'm one pointed. Why? Well, the guy's in charge, man. What do you mean, why? The one God's in charge of the other guys, you know? So why wouldn't you be one pointed? You're wasting your time trying to go to the... You want to see the president, you don't go see all the administrators and then say, oh, I saw the president. No, I need to go to the president, right? I'm trying to unite things. There isn't Roman demigods, Greek demigods, Hindu demigods. No, they're all one. The concept is there. And there's somebody there within Mecca for 20 years. 20 years of his life, he studied there. He studied there. This wasn't just a crazy demigod, okay, I don't even know he was very good. He knew all the mantras, the tantras, the hymns, the everything. He was a good one. He was taught the same teaching that, I don't want to call them the Hindus, but same teaching from the Hindus that went to the Greeks, that also is found in the Romans, the same teachings. Same teachings. Now he's doing them. He's propagating them. But he's coming to a realization. This isn't right. Something's wrong with this. Maybe I'll start thinking of one God. Well, he picked one. I'm not saying one is better than the other in anything, and I don't really know what he picked, but the conception of Allah is there, and the meaning of Allah means God. So his conception, I'm not knocking somebody, but his conception. Now here he is, he's in a hub of what? Think about it. You want to know what's happening in the world, go follow the money. It's a statement. It's almost like a Bible, Bhagavad Gita, Quran, everybody's statement. It's, you want to know what's happening, go follow the money. Because that's what you need to keep on existing. You don't need the politicians, you don't need the prayer people, you need money. You need something to make money. So you got trade routes, and everybody thinks that, oh, there are not so many people and everything. Are you kidding me? 150 boats in the Roman boats had gone to India to pick up saris for their wives in 1 year. 150 boats. Oh, is there any trade? I don't know if there's any trade or not, you know. Maybe they're just primitive people and they don't have a language and this, that. No, they're not. It's a huge communities, not small communities. Think of it. Documented. In 18 days. 18 days, right? 18 days. Only 18 days. During the winter time, I don't know why they want to fight during the winter time, but during the winter time, in 18 days, 630 men died. Battle of Kurukshetra. Names are there. Not all of them, of course not. But they came from all over this world. Oh you can't prove it. Well, some of them had names that were pretty well designated as even in South America and everything. So, you know, they were there. They were commanders. They brought their troops. Again, follow the money. Here we go. So, here we have this person in what is to become called Mecca. It wasn't Mecca. And the Kaaba wasn't built by him. The Kaaba was built by Abraham. Abraham sort of has this strange relationship. He's got Sarah, which comes from the word Saraswati. He's got Sarah, his wife, his queen. And then also he's got his servant. Could you please? She wasn't a servant. She was a maid servant. Maid servant designates a different thing than a servant. The queen loved her. Sarah loved her. She loved her so much that she says, "Oh, Abraham, right now, could you please just go to the maid, and then we'll see if we can get a son." And he did it. Not to speak badly, but to tell the truth, she got envious. She kicked her out. Oh, one side says that she kicked her out, and poor Abraham, she's kicking him out. He throws him out into the desert. That's how it says. Oh, a little bit of water, a little bit of food, and threw him out there. You kidding me? She was the maidservant. Sarah wasn't wanting to kill her, just wants to get her out of there. No, he took her where? He took her right to what was called Idan, Mecca. And why? Because that was the most well-known well. Most well-known well. And what was so well-known about that? Think of it, it's just before you go over the Red Sea to Egypt. So you got all the Egyptians, you got the Persians, you got everybody coming through there. Everybody. All the merchants are meeting there in Mecca. That's back in Abraham's time. Looks like this world wasn't unpopulated. It was pretty well populated, and there was many people around. So he takes her there, and he builds this Kaaba, builds this Kaaba for them. That's still existing there. He sets them up all the way. He keeps connection with them. You know, I mean, like he hasn't got a train, he hasn't got an airplane, he hasn't got that, and he takes all the trouble to go there. And both sides know he goes there. Put things together, you know. Get your brain together, you guys. This is a money thing. The queen, she's got her money, and now the other queen has her money. That's it. It's a money thing. Some intertwining, some this, that, and the other. Merchant. Oh, in time, of course, there was one God being worshipped there. I can't even pinpoint it right away. Because for me, Sukaracharya's Shiva Linga was the only thing there. But Sukaracharya's Shiva Linga, for me, was actually before on the Jerusalem Mount. And later, it was taken and put in Mecca. Who put it there? I can't tell you. But it was a very popular worship place. By the time that Muhammad came, it was very popular. So Muhammad, here he is, all distressed and everything. These guys are worshiping too many gods, and I want to worship just one God. So he starts speaking out, because he's a pretty smart guy, and everybody's asking him for some ways to make money. Oh, Muhammad, can you please help me? I want to make some money, and I know you're pretty good. Can you say some prayers so I can make a lot of money? Sounds like people that like money, 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 money. So then he says, no more, no more. There's one God. Well, he lasted for a little while, not too much. Then he had to run out of there. So where does he run? His wife's brother was a king. So he ran there. Let's not lose the and getting too much involved in details and everything. It doesn't take too much to understand. This is being run by money. By money. And sectarianism helps the other guys. They doesn't help you. Helps the other guys because they've got you narrowed down to a certain type of people. They can control you, and they can just have to say, oh, they aren't our religion, and that's it. Then, oh, can't follow them. And if you're loyal, okay, let's take the most overlooked. It's the most overlooked. It's the most neglected statement in the Bible. Most overlooked. It's the deepest love-feeling statement. The deepest love-feeling statement. Someone's just about to be nailed. Someone's just about to be nailed. And what does he do? He takes his followers and he goes to a garden and he says, I just want to meditate. Well, there are, and people just don't put it together. There are symptoms of connection to God. There are symptoms. And it isn't just one person, but one symptom. And it's very logical. When your heart first starts getting close to God, maybe your palpitation of your heart will become more. And that because of that flow of energy is more. Maybe and it becomes more. Tears will come flowing from your eyes. And when you're so either fearful, or you're so happy, your hairs stand on end, that becomes even more. And it's very scientifically pointed out how this happens. And this symptom, the lowest, is connected with the earthly, solid, earthly. That's the lowest connection. Then, of course, tears is connected to water. And of course, the next one, the heat in your body and the hair standing on end. Well, the hair standing on end are air. But they go one into the other, into the other, into the other, and it's scientifically presented. So your body becomes so much heat. You're connected with fire. And what is more subtle than fire? Or where does fire come from? Air. The movement of air produces fire. So then, now, the air, this air, you're breathing, your hair standing on end, and then ether, you're out of the world. You're in delusion. You can collapse. And then, at that point, very, very few incidents of this happens. Blood, coming from the pores of the body. He's in a garden. He's praying to somebody that he knows. We hope it's God. And all of a sudden, blood is emanating from his body. And most of his followers are asleep. But some write it down. His blood is coming. So he has gone to the highest ecstasies. And you can't fool with this shit. This isn't something for, some psych of here, this material world or something showing some connection. You can't fool with this shit. And you can't fool people with this, You can't. It's real. It's more real than anything else. So here he is, sweating blood. He's not scared. And where does that statement come? I'm sweating blood. Well, it comes from him. I think some of the Israelites use that statement. But it's coming from him. He is showing the symptom of love of God. What does he say? Oh, there's so much things he says. There's a very wonderful statement. And it's like, he says something, I say something. He says something, I say something. How they captured it on the video and it got virus, I don't know. But that's how it's presented. Of course, they can hear him saying, okay, and he's talking, logical. He isn't crazy. He's talking logical. He's got his brain together. Very logical. He says, all right, born in this country, but I was called a bastard son. What can I do if I'm called a bastard son? So I says, okay, I'm getting out of here. I go to Egypt, and he did go to Egypt. I go to India. He did spend time in India. India, he spent most time, 16 years in one city. Puri. Documented. Of course, don't tell the other party because they're very narrow-minded and they get upset. And they won't investigate. That's the foolishness. You don't investigate. Am I right? Am I wrong? You don't investigate. What's wrong with you? You can investigate. Did he stay in that one city 16 years? Well, they even had nice names for him. The blonde, well, they didn't say blonde-headed one, but the fair-skinned one. That was, everybody knew him as the fair-skinned one. But they loved him. He stayed there 16 years, everybody. He's getting his food and his boarding and everything for 16 years. Does it enter into the narrow mind of some people? And I do mean narrow mind. Maybe there was something of value there for 16 years. Okay, whatever. So here he's coming back, and he's got only 3 years. So, God, I left this place. These people didn't want to hear from me. I'm a bastard son. Okay. So he tells him in a very cool-minded way, okay, I'll go along with what you want to do, but I know that you can solve this problem in other ways. That's a really beautiful statement. He's praying with love. He's sweating blood. He's not scared. He's not scared. The people that are scared are the people who don't believe in reincarnation and have no faith in reincarnation because they don't understand what eternity is. It's before and after. It doesn't mean just after. Oh, now I became eternal because after I have a soul. No. It's before too. He's not scared of losing this. He's not scared of losing it. He's sweating blood out of love, not out of fear. And he's telling somebody, all right, go along with you. I've been praying here all night long. They're coming to get me. But I know that you know other ways that you can do the same thing. But I'll go along with this whole drama. This will be better than Hollywood, Bollywood, and all the other woods. Just got burnt. Burnt, yeah. Hollywood just got burnt by the other guys. The guys that are really the guys that are really after the money and following the money, they just burnt, Hollywood. And don't worry, they never win. They always lose. They're the wolf. The wolf and the road runner. Look at the cartoons, the wolf and the road runner. The wolf always has to go back to the drawing board because he loses. So they always lose. Anyways. Okay, so here he is, praying, sweating blood, love at the highest extreme. And he's telling him in a very confident way, I know you can do it. I'll carry this yoke. I'm your servant. Wait a minute. Let's back up. Is there a distinction there? Or is he just talking to the air? Is there a distinction there? Is this person the Almighty, the Almighty, the Almighty? Or is this person a very loved person of the Almighty? Electricity goes out, don't worry about it. I'm still here. I don't know if I'm all here, but you know what I mean? Yeah. Is. See, that actually shows that is a very important statement. Looks like God turned off the electricity, and he'll turn it back on in just a minute. There we go. Magic man, huh? No, I don't think so. I think he sees it's a very logical thing. It's in your book. He was praying to someone else. But when I mean someone else, it doesn't mean like, oh, he's somebody I just know. No. They are very much connected. There's no difference. And when it says he sits on the right-hand side, it's a physical thing too. So there is a distinction. He made a distinction. You don't have to make a distinction, because if you go to somebody that's in so much connection, it's as if you're going straight. And sometimes the head guy doesn't want you to come straight because you're too kindergarten. You haven't elevated your consciousness enough. Better somebody else takes care of you and then you come in. Well, back. He's sweating blood. He's praying to somebody. He's telling them, I'll carry the yoke. I'll be your oxen. Seems like oxens are popularly known, and they're pretty well used nicely, not just for eating. So I'll be your oxen, and I'll do what you want me to do. And what happens? They come and they take them away. Yeah. Narrow-mindedness. You can't understand the broader thing. You don't really have to. You just have to get your mind straight on one God and worship one God. But you got to try to find out or look in a broader way that how others are also. And where all the changes come. It's back to the same thing. It was money. The place of Mecca was a money place. It was a money place. A huge money place. And they got mad at that guy. But his heart was always in Mecca. Just before he leaves this world, he takes one more pilgrimage to Mecca. He had to run for his life. Because all the businessmen are angry at him because he's trying to present one God and they want to worship many gods. And they want to make money. And there's many It's not, people can't even walk down the block anymore. But they could walk all the way to China. Yeah, they could walk all the way to China. They had ways and means to do it. But there's so much to know about that. The trade routes were incredible. Big. Incredibly big. They've always existed because money. Someone comes from a far off place and shows their wife a beautiful sari. Oh, where'd you pay this? Oh, this is Chinese made. Oh, I want some too. Well, we can just go to India because that's the China route. That's got a name to it, an ancient name. It's called the Grand Trunk, not truck, but trunk. The Grand Trunk Road. And why? Because you get a trunk and you put everything in the trunk and you go. So who has made all this? The guys that just want to sit and think about God and things like that and just want to be normal, they're not the doers. There's a money people. The money people are out there finding these things out. Oh, if I bring this from this land, I can get more money. You know, kings don't usually battle things out just for the people. Everybody thinks, oh, they're saving us. They're saving our thoughts. They're saving our... No. Come on. Be a little bit more saner. It's for the money. I'll give another introduction on how the money controls. I mean, I'm not saying that God doesn't control or anything like that. It can't be controlled by that, but the money is what actually controls. And a lot. Okay, it looks like it's time to go get the milk, and if I don't go get the milk quickly, my milk is being milked. Nice, hot milk from a cow's udder. What can I say? And I don't want to get the lady mad at me, so I better go over there and get the milk. I hope there's some points here. Points is that we can definitely say that we give great respect to that person that got crucified. I'd have to. I'd be an idiot if I didn't. He showed symptoms of love of God. It's called Prem Bhakti. And such a height that others have not shown. And others should look into it. Those that say they are his followers, they should look into the science, the deep science of that. That's a beautiful thing. It's such an encouraging thing. Okay. Thank you very much.